One of my favorite restaurants here in Atlanta is a spot near the Dome off of Northside Drive called That Fire Jerk Chicken. It's a Jamaican restaurant. I absolutely love it. There are many Jamaican restaurants here in Atlanta that are pretty good. Some excellent per the reviews. My favorite is That Fire Jerk Chicken. But if you speak to someone who's Jamaican, or if you speak to someone that's been to Jamaica, they will tell you that the Jamaican food here in America or in Atlanta is not as good as the Jamaican food in Jamaica. That's the same thing with Chinese food. That's the same thing with any type of Caribbean food. They would tell you that the food back home is more authentic and more real and tastes better. That's even for Senegalese food. I love Senegambian restaurants. I love Senegambian food. I love Senegalese food. The Senegalese food in Senegal is much better, tastes much better than the food here, the Senegalese food here in Atlanta or in America. Same thing, and I mentioned this before. You know, people who want to travel to Italy to get a true, authentic Italian experience culturally or whatnot, if you tell them that they could just go to Little Italy in New York and get that same experience, they will look at you crazy. But for some odd reason, when it comes to Africa and the diaspora, people will debate with you and challenge you and tell you that you do not have to go to Africa, that since there are black people and Africans in many countries here in the Western Hemisphere or in the New World, that you could just go to Cuba, Jamaica, the Caribbean, Belize, and because there are many black people of African descent in these places, that this replaces actually going back to the motherland. And that is just a lie. Okay, you're not going to get the cultural experience in Belize or in Cuba like you will in a country in Africa, especially the indigenous experience. Okay, you're not going to find the Maasai tribe or the Himba or the Dogon or anything remotely close to it anywhere in the diaspora. It's just not going to happen. But people will argue with you and leverage the fact that there are black people scattered, referred to as the diaspora, scattered throughout the planet, that you can just go visit one of those black countries where there are one of those countries where there are a lot of black people outside of Africa and gain the same experience. And I'm here to tell you that's just false. That is misinformation. Which leads me to Cuba. I'm going to leave this Cuba situation alone. People are saying the reason why they want to go to Cuba is for the African experience. But again, all I see is pictures of cigars and old school cars and colorful buildings. That's all I see. But the question I want to ask, if it's truly about gaining an African experience in the diaspora, in the Western Hemisphere, why aren't any of you going to Haiti? From every African person that I spoke to from Africa that have traveled throughout many countries of the diaspora, they said Haiti, parts of Haiti is probably the closest that you will get to Africa, but none of you guys are traveling to Haiti. You guys are just going to where it's popular. Because I guess Haiti isn't sexy enough. Same thing with in South Carolina. You have the Gula Geechee people, the Gula people in South Carolina. Same thing, as far as where you could get probably a great. It's not an authentic African experience, but it's close if that's your thing. You know, if you're relying on an argument that since, you know, the diaspora is scattered everywhere, that you don't have to go to Africa because the diaspora is scattered everywhere, why aren't you guys so adamant about going to Haiti and to see the Gula Geechee? Why are you so adamant about going to damn Cuba? Because again, every African that I know that travels has said, Dynas, Haiti is probably the closest thing to Africa that you'll get in the Western Hemisphere. I mean, it's the first black free republic on the planet that defeated colonialism. I mean, the voodoo, when I was in Benin, they were saying that Haitian voodoo is pretty much the same as the voodoo that's practiced in Benin. But no one is talking about or bragging about going to Haiti. Same thing with Gula country, the Geechee. They said they have pretty kept, for the most part, their African roots. But people are not bragging and wanting to desperately go there. Instead, they want to go to Cuba. And when people tell you they want to go to Cuba, 99.9% of people that tell you that they want to go to Cuba because of its African, I guess, African culture or roots or whatever, they're full of shit. Because again, if you go on these people's pages that have gone to Cuba, it's nothing but cigars, old school cars, and colorful buildings. So again, I just want to say, I just want to tell people, at the end of the day, even though Haiti and the Gula Geechee in South Carolina, you could get not a true, authentic African experience, but from what Africans have told me, that it's cool. It's cool. I mean, it's not the same thing. It's not. And people from Haiti and from Gula Geechee will tell you it's not the same thing. That the only place you could go to where you could get a true, authentic African experience is Africa. It's in Africa. Countries in Africa. That's the only thing. That's the only place. So stop, propagating this lie that the diaspora replaces Africa, because it's not true. The diaspora will never and cannot replace going home to the motherland. Okay? It can't. Follow me on social media. Search for Huru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Go to www.dynasmir.com. Check out our indigenous African art, jewelry, fashion, and accessories. Go to search for Huru.com. Learn more information on the documentary we're shooting. Also go to Amazon.com. Search your name, Dynas Amir. Buy a book. I've written several of them, so please support and buy one. Dynas Amir, the Capitan Don. Till next time, peace.